Well, there you are again. Charlie Greer podcast. I do this every day. Today, my dog and I. This is my dog. Say hello. Say hello. So yeah, she's I got her like 10 years ago. Rescued her. She was in Compton, California, and I she's a handful, aren't she? Can you see this, man? Look right there. Look what's going on over there. What is that? So yeah, Oh, first, please like, share, subscribe. If you want to support the channel, the information is in the description for Zelle. Let's do this. So, my dog and I. Can you see her? Come on, there you go. What about right here? What about over here? Can you see that? So yeah, she's a handful. I got her in Compton. What happened? I used to teach vocal lessons, and I was looking for a dog, and one of my students was like, "Hey," because I've been to the Pound. I went to the Pasadena Humane Society, and they wanted to charge me like an arm and a leg, not too much, but hundreds of dollars to adopt the dog. And it went through this process, like you got to be interviewed, and you got to. It takes like a week or two. It's like, no, man, I just want to adopt the dog. So one of my clients, one of my students was like, hey, just go online. Can you say hi? Can you say hello? Is that what you want to do? So go online, like Craigslist, and type in like under pets, like free dog. And I did, and then it was PJ. Little PJ was sitting there. I was like, oh man, I gotta. And there was a story. She had been thrown out of a car, and they claimed she got hit by a bus. I don't even know. She does have like a bum hip, like she's got a weird walk. And I just gave her a bath, but she's getting kind of sourly. She's getting kind of stinky, aren't you? There you are. See? There you are. Yeah, she's acting all shy. Usually she's all over the place. And so, yeah, got her in Compton. Come on. She don't want to get out. She wants to stay in my lap. Okay. Got her in Compton. The guy was like, dude, the man, the area is too dangerous. I'll deliver it to you. I was like, deliver the dog? Yeah, I'll deliver. And he was like a Marine on like weekend leave, um, visiting his mother. So he brought from Compton. He was stationed in, I think, San Diego, and then he lived in Compton. And he drove from Compton to Pasadena to deliver my dog, which is a solid move. That's over an hour drive, maybe. In traffic, might be 2 hours, and then back. And he was super cool. He and his girlfriend look like models or superstars or like actors. They're like in a Hummer. And he's like, "Hey man, I'm gonna keep track of you." He was a Marine, so it's like, "I'm gonna keep track of you to make sure this dog." And he did. For about the first year, he would like email and see what's going on. A solid dude, really cool guy, um, and a Marine. Like a fucking real dude. Um, but he was like, I can't help. He went out of his way. Weekend off, he spent it most of it trying to get this dog, my dog now, PJ, a a home. That says a lot about someone, man. I'm a dog person, so the last 3 nights, okay, PJ, I walk her at night before I go to bed, and there's this little dog in the neighborhood I don't know if he's loose. I think I saw him a while back, but I don't know. He's got a collar on. I think he's got two collars. He's got like a flea collar and a regular collar, but no like name tag or anything. He's about her size, but he's like black with brown. Um, he looks like a miniature something or other. I don't even know what he is. He's kind of long haired, but he's been following us. And he's been like running up and trying to hump PJ, like, hey, he won't let me touch him because it's been cold. So he's been sleeping like on the porch or in the front yard. And I've been trying to get him, he's out there crying. And I tried to give him some like milk bones. He wouldn't take them. And my neighbor, he's like, hey, man, because he's wanting to get a dog. Maybe he's like, but how are we going to get this little guy? He's fast. He like trots, tiki, 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 and he's gone. If I'm with PJ, he'll let me get, but he's so quick. I mean, I just can't get a hold. And I know he wants to. I tried to get him inside. It was so cold. Last night was the third night that he slept on the porch, man. It was like 23 degrees last night. Freezing. What am I supposed to do? I mean, I know this trick where it might work, but it might scare him off. And it's like an LA trick. Like, and I saw it with cats, like with the kitten. Like, you take a blanket and you get them close and you just throw over the blanket, then rustle up the blanket. And you got this like cat or dog. Um, but that might be traumatizing. And I don't want to get bit. You know, some like dog, I got just reacting. I don't want to get bit in the face. And so my dog died last month or in October 10th. My dog Simon passed, and he was like 18 years old. He had a good life. And so PJ, that was PJ's best friend, even though she kind of gave him shit and growled in his face all the time. "Arr," you know, they loved each other. They're always playing. So she's been kind of out of it. She's been kind of, you know, she's lonely. You know, her friend is dead. So, um, and I've been the whole the part the presence is gone. You know what I mean? Like if you have a dog, they're like family to me. Um, Everything's changed since he's gone. Like it really, his presence in the house was a thing. Of course, he liked to pace around and sniff everything and bug me, wanting to, you know, him. But I loved him, you know. And by the end there, he was blind, he was deaf, he had epilepsy. It was bad. And the day he died was sad. I mean, he collapsed, and I was like, oh man. Then I had to dig a hole, bury him. Um, so I'm wanting to get another dog, and I was just talking about this with friends, and then here's this dog, like following us for a couple of days. It looks like he's so clean and stuff. He's got to be because there's a lot of people. I mean, there's like older people that live in the neighborhood. Maybe one of these older ladies or something, or older dudes, like their dog got loosed. Their dog got loose, and maybe looking for him. Where's Fluffy or whatever his name is? I don't know. He don't have a name tag, and he won't let me get close to him. I mean, he will get close. I mean, and when I reach down, he runs. And I don't want him running in the street because there's cars going by, and it's just like, bro, you gotta chill out. Let me at least try to find your home or something. Because if I could put him on a leash, I'd walk him around and say, hey, whose dog is this? Or did someone pass and they just let their dog out, or he got loose and it doesn't seem like anybody's looking for him, you know? Again, I'm a dog person. I care. I love dogs. The dogs have personalities, you know. And they're watchdog. I mean, you can train them to like bark and what are they? And he's probably 10 pounds. I mean, but he's so funny. Like he's whining like the dog outside. That's like he's and then he'll come up but again, when he gets close to PJ, he grabs her from behind and it humps. And I'm like, no, you know, you get away. He'll be humping and walking. Maybe I don't want this dog. I mean, you never know. But he seems funny. He seems like he's got a good little personality. He just seems scared. Like his tail's between his legs, and maybe he wasn't treated too well. He is. I'm getting a little closer every day, but man, it's getting cold, and I feel for him. You know, I'm gonna put some water out there, but man, it'll freeze. He didn't eat the bones. I'm gonna set some food out for him too. There is a chair out there, like a lazy boy, an old lazy boy with a pillow. He could jump up in that and be a little bit warmer, but it's like, hey, he's got to figure that out because I can't like you know, he won't let me get near him. Again, maybe I should take a blanket and just. But if I bring him in my house, I mean, is he potty trained? You know what I mean? Like, will he tear shit up when I'm gone? You know, that's the thing about that. If you don't know a dog, he's like, oh, I'm gonna go to the grocery store, come back, and your bed's just torn up and shit all over the place. I mean, I don't know. I want to help this dog out. And I'm open to having another dog. See, I've had two dogs for so long. And poor PJ, you know, my dog, she's lonely. I know she misses Simon. I miss him too, you know, his old stinky little face. But Yeah, the presence. When you have dogs and it's like it's amazing how much they bring in the life. Just like the energy, like it's just I can't even explain it. Like he's missed. You know, the whole his presence, his was he had a strong presence, a cool presence that I miss. I mean, he passed in October, and those things, I can be cold hearted sometimes, but some things like my dogs, I got like you know a soft heart. I mean, I love my dogs. I mean, I don't have any family, so it's like I have to. I have my dogs, and it's 22 out where I'm at, 22 degrees. That little dog. Now, granted, he's furry and he's got a bunch of, but that's not good. Has he been eaten? You know, is he loose? You know, these things I'm kind of pondering. Like what is he? But I was going to talk about something else today. But I've been dealing with this little dog because I got a dog. See, I forgot that he was even. My dog got me up at like 5:30 this morning because of the dog on the porch. I could hear them, back and forth. It's like, okay, I'll take you out. And he followed us. He's trying to hump her, and then she won't go. It's like, and it's cold. I'm like, hey, you need to be. If we're out here, you need to be going, doing your thing. And this little dog, I don't want to, I'm not trying to be mean, but it's like, shoo, like let her do her thing. And she did. He comes back, and then he seems like when a car goes by, he jumps out of the street. But man, it's like that makes me anxious. He's, maybe he was treated bad. I don't know. And then PJ, my dog, well, she had fans. Like a lot of my vocal lesson students would bring her gifts, and uh, a couple times, many times actually, I'd come home from doing something, and there would be like something hanging on my door, like a bag with some kind. I'm like, oh, cigarette admirer, it's for PJ. Like, so I came by when I wasn't there and left like, oh, here's a little fleece sweater for her, and here's a bone, and this and that, and cool. She had like a fan club, but she's social. She likes to. I mean, she will jump right on you and just like be in your face and want you to, she's a lap dog. So that's what she likes. And she's like fearless. But I just gave her, she's kind of sneaky. Maybe from that other dog. I don't know. Like I just gave her a bath. She might get another one. But I can be careful. She's got like dry skin. See, that's another thing about dogs. And like I've never had a small dog like her. Like I've never had a lap dog. I've always had like dogs about knee high. And but I wanted a dog again, 2013 or 2012. It was 2012 when I got her. So she's 11. Wow. Or 10. Because she was a puppy when I got her. Anyway, she's 10 or 11. Yeah, 2012 I got her. Because I already had her by the time I had typhus, because I was in the hospital for a while back in 2013. So I'd already had her and trained her. And look, you gotta if you're looking to get a dog, potty training a dog, it's a thing. If you're working and stuff like that, you're gonna do it over the weekend. If you have a dog that's already potty trained, then they'll kind of show that it's easier, faster. But you gotta have patience with dogs when you're potty training them. You got to get your little like potty mats or whatever, and then you got to walk them a lot, and you got to talk to them. They'll pick up on it. But when they're puppies, it's tough. So PJ, it took a while. It took months. And she had a bum hip. She got hit by a car or whatever, a bus, they said. I don't see how she could survive being hit by a bus, but maybe it just hit her barely. That's what the guy said that had the dog. I tend to believe him. Like, why would he lie? He said he saw it. She got thrown out of a car and then hit by a bus, poor thing. So when I got her, she was scared. She had a bum hip. She would just lay there, and then I'd walk her as much as I could, but she didn't want to go out on the street, like near the sidewalk or even like I had a pretty long driveway, and she just wanted to stay near the house, a little bit of grass, then go back in, and then she would just lay there and sleep for like a month. Like she wasn't. And I remember one day I was just laying there, and I just woken up and I thought I was just thinking like, man, am I gonna be able to? When I'm not really bonding with the dog. I am, but she's like just kind of distant. Next thing I know, jumped on my chest, wild and crazy, wanting to do this, that, and the other. And from that day, she's been that personality. Like, so it just clicked. Maybe she could read minds or something. Be like, hey, I better. Well, not going to get rid of her or anything. It's just that potty training a dog. It's you gotta it's a responsibility. It's better if you have like a backyard. You can just open the door and let them go, like a fenced-in backyard. But then in LA, there's all these coyotes. She almost got ate by the coyotes. It was really bad, like one summer, and there was a drought or what have you, and they, you know, coyote mating season or whatever. These coyotes get crazy, and they came after me. Yeah, that's a thing. I saw a coyote like they move like ninjas for one. He jumped this. I had a fence and it had foliage on it, so it was like I'm 6'2". It must have been like 7 foot, 8 foot. It was higher than me. This coyote like leaped backwards, like gracefully as fat. Man, missed that. Got over the fence. And what they'll do is they'll kick rocks one way and then go the other way. So you're like, ooh, look. I mean, they're smart. And they were, if they're hungry, and they're it was drought, like they didn't have no water. Like they came after me and PJ, and they were like in my driveway, like triangulation of them. Like I was screaming at them, and I used to have like a little chicken wire circle of like so PJ could be. She had a bed in there and her food and water, and I had my door open. It was on my patio, front patio of my old apartment, and I have the door open and her in there, and I could kind of see through the window. But man, she made a noise. I'd never heard her. It was like pathetic, little, whatever. And I ran out there, and there was these coyotes. They're trying to get her. That's when I saw the one jump backwards, like from standing there to going, phew, like just over the fence, like some kind of a movie stunt thing. And I could see him through the foliage over my neighbor's driveway. And then there's other ones like what the. Yeah, coyotes are a thing in LA. They're everywhere. Pardon me. I've seen a pack of coyotes running in a major street, like double lane on each side, and then the middle lane's like a 5 lane, like big major street in LA. Come out one side and then running up the middle lane, led by a bigger coyote. Like man, there was probably 10 of them, maybe 15. And I literally drove up beside, and they didn't even look at me. And I looked to my left, and I saw these cats on a patio, and he must have too, because he right in the traffic. Like they all went after these cats. And these poor cats. I mean, where are they going to go? They better get on the roof or something. I mean, and maybe the coyotes could get up there. I mean, again, I've seen coyotes do some crazy shit, ninja type shit. So comment below, how should I approach this dog? My neighbor said he was going to be cooking some food, like some meat and chicken. He would like give me a little bit to, kind of lure the dog in. But comment, do you think it's like a blanket is a good idea to like go out there and lasso him in with a blanket or something? Or should I just leave him be? I mean, is he, I don't want to spend time on some dog, and then get him in the house. And then there's my Fluffy, you found it, and then he's someone's dog. Because what I'd like to do is get him close enough so I could put a leash on him and then walk him around a few blocks. He's like, hey, have you seen this? Whose dog is this? He's been living on my porch for 3 nights. And if he's not, I might adopt him. Shit. PJ needs a companion. I love dogs. I always had dogs. We had dogs and cats and hamsters and hermit crabs and birds. My mom was pretty cool about that. She loved animals too, so she let us have like. And she'd buy us a dog, and of course the dog would love her and hang out with her and just stay in her bedroom. And we had this little dog Daisy for like 20 years, and she was mean. I mean, she growling all the time. But she loved my mother. I mean, she'd let you pet her, but she was my mom's dog, and my mom bought her for us. And Daisy wouldn't have anything to do with us. So my mom, that was her dog for 20 years. And then Daisy passed, and then she got another dog. Then she had him forever. Then he passed, and she got another one. So now she's older. But where she's living, they've got how many dogs and cats? I think they got like 2 or 3 dogs and 2 or 3 cats. It just created loud. These dogs bark where she's at. That's one thing I can't take is a barking dog, like some yappy. You got to nip it in the butt, But it says a lot about people. I mean, I don't necessarily trust people that don't like animals. In my life, I'm in my 50s now. It seems like people that don't like animals, that's a tell, a major one. And there's other things that, probably aren't too good about their life. Or people that don't like my dog, or my dog will sense something about people. She's dead on about it. Because sometimes these people are being like, hi, hey, and she's just like, I ain't gonna. She loves everybody, but then she's kind of peculiar about who she wants to be, clicked up with, and so she will tell me. I've learned to read dog. I mean, dogs will tell you a lot. Dogs are smarter than you think. They have their own little personalities, and they're right on. And especially if you have a bond with your dog. I mean, I know people that have dogs that just live in the backyard or something. I don't really agree with that. Bring your dog in, And if you have kids, I think it would be cool to have a dog or a cat. I mean, I caught typhus from a cat, so I like cats, but I'm allergic too. If I'm allergic to their dander, so it makes my eyes swell, and I have asthma, and it's not good, so I can't be around cats. And a feral cat. See, I love animals, so there was a feral cat in my neighborhood. Yeah, the old guy who lived there, he passed, and I guess his family or his state or whoever just threw the cat outside. Who's been used to being inside, and then it just got haggard up. It's just like feral LA cat hiding under the porch. You're probably fighting raccoons and trying to stay alive from coyotes, and it looked kind of rough by the time I would sit in the front yard on the steps and try to come close. And finally, I got close enough to pet it. I was thinking, oh wow, this is great. Not great, because a flea jumped off him and bit me. A week later, I'm fighting for my life. So I got typhus from a fucking cat. Turned out that LA the year before didn't spray. Like, they lost the money for this prevention. Like, they spray for West Nile, typhus, God knows what, a big major metropolis like that. You better be spraying for, And I think it was in 2011 they didn't do it. So by 2012, that next year, a bunch of us. I wasn't the only one that got typhus. In fact, another guy in the neighborhood, he lived, but he lost his. He couldn't walk, and I had to learn to walk again. And he was like he was the manager of the Gold's Gym or something. He was like a trainer or something like that. And I'm lucky, because he did live. Last time I saw him, he was still in a wheelchair, like he couldn't walk, and he'd really wasted away. So I'm lucky that I pushed through. It was a year of brutal. First I was bedridden, and it was tough. But comment. Let me know what you think about this dog. Like, how am I going to get him? Do I just sit out there all day and wait for him to? Do I lure him in with snacks like beef jerky or something? I don't know. Get him close enough to put but I don't want to get bit either. Dogs, when they're scared like that, they just react. A little dog will bite you. And I don't want to be going to the doctor or getting rabies shots. I'd rather not. I mean, I'm an old country boy, but hey, I'm older now. I'm not like a spring chicken. And getting another dog, that is another major responsibility. You got a dog, you got to have it's double the food, double the water, double the baths, double the flea stuff, double the time. But I'm used to having two dogs, and I'm so funny how they have their own little ways. Like PJ always wanted to be when I was walking them on their leash. She was on the left, Simon was on the right, Mr. Simon. Now I would try to mix them up. Like, no, it would drive them nuts, and they would just circle around. Like, we don't like this. So they had their little way. Like, PJ's got to be on my left, Simon's got to be on my right, and that's just how it is. That's what they felt comfortable that way. If I tried to switch it up, no, they didn't like that. Which is weird. Like, wonder why they picked that. Who knows? That's just how they are. That's what they liked. So they had these little, like, PJ's more of a freak out queen. Simon was more like, quiet and, but you had to watch him. So and PJ had this like fast, barky kind of. Simon had like this like a more slower, kind of deeper. Both of them are fearless. Right? Just well, they're LA dogs. They were from LA. They had to. Well, Simon, when he was younger and he was spry, when he still had his muscle, because he lost all his muscle at the end, he would like catch birds in the midair and eat them. Like, Simon, what are you doing, man? Like, he would kill possums and raccoons, and I'd be like, all in my little peaceful world and inside, and I had my sliding glass door open, and then it would just sound like a war. It's right out there, and Simon's got like God knows what. And shit. I mean, what are you gonna do? I'm not getting in the middle of that fight. And he's not listening. Like, hey, shut up, doctor. And neighbors are looking at you. Like, I miss Simon though, but he got a good burial. He's in a good place. He's got a little tombstone now. He's got like a solar light and plastic roses on his grave. I mean, pretty cool. And he deserves that. He was such a good dog. He was 18 when he died, and he was left by a roommate. I had a roommate that she left her dog. And then when her family showed up to get her stuff, they're going to take him to the pound. And I'm like, no. And he was mean no, you're not going to take him to the LA pound. I mean, that's no. He was kind of ugly. He had a bad personality. It's like, man, no, they won't. Nobody will adopt him. And I'm not going to, I'm not heartless. I'd never even pet him I'd only been around him for like 2 months when this happened. And so I had to sweet talk him with treats like beef jerkies and Pringles or whatever, dog treats. And he became my buddy, and I mellowed him out, through love. And he loved PJ, of course. They were like constantly just sniffing each other and growling. And he never growled at her, but she was always. And they'd be running, playing. They had so much fun. So that's what she misses. She's kind of that. She ain't been the same since he passed. Like, she's just like, what is going on? Where's my buddy? And I'm sure she knows. Dogs know. That last day he collapsed. And I had to take him to the vet to technically put him down. He would have probably died that day, but he was in pain and yeah, bad. I was crying like in the veterinary, and everybody was around. I couldn't, when they came in, I couldn't do it. They're like, you can stay here. I was like, no, I can't. And I got him a little, cardboard coffin, and I had to buy it, of course, but yeah, I miss Mr. Simon. So comment below. What should I do? Should I try to lasso this dog? Should I get a blanket and like, how they see those fishermen throw a net out, throw a blanket and just rustle it up? Maybe I'll need my roommate. I mean, my neighbor, upstairs neighbor. But he's wanting a dog. We were just talking about this last night. He's like, hey, who's that dog on the porch? I'm like, well, man, maybe we could, or maybe you could. You never know. Again, first things first is I got to find out whose dog this is. He looks like he's been bathed. He's got a flea collar and another collar on, so he's obviously someone's dog. But he's so timid, and I don't know. Maybe he snuck out. It's been 3 nights, and I think I remember seeing him one time, and there was a lady. She was like, "Have you seen my dog?" I was like, "What does he look like?" Well, he's black. That's it. And because there's a couple dogs that are small that are black that look like him. I don't know. I might have to figure that out because I don't want to take someone's dog and then they call the law on me like you're stealing dog. No, he'll freeze out here. He's been on my porch. Yeah, right. I don't want to be a dog thief. But yeah, comment below. I will do a update on what's going on with this. And again, please like, share, and subscribe. If you want to support the channel, the information is in the description for Zelle. And it's an app that's connected to your phone. All you got to do is use my email. Bam, send me money. Boom, there you go. And I appreciate it. But I'm out of here. I do this every day. So tomorrow I'll be ranting like a madman. Maybe about this dog. I'll mention that, who knows? But tonight I've got another dog. Hey, got to name him. What should I name him? So I do this every day. I'll be back tomorrow. I love y'all. Be blessed. Cheers.